Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Pepper.
And today we are going to be unboxing a game that has been talked about quite a bit by a lot of people. I think more and more as people are getting their copies of it. Sleeping Gods from Ryan Laukat, or however he pronounces his last name, Laukat, from Red Raven Games. He definitely... he's a designer. I think he's a designer. He writes the stories for it. He paints the art. He publishes the game. He kind of does a little bit, a little bit of everything, and he does a very good job at it. When I first saw this cover, I immediately was interested in it.
Yeah, me as well. But then at the time, kind of when this came out, we weren't as into cooperative games.
Right.
So that was a little bit of a disappointment, because I know we had been looking into the kind of Ryan Laukat games and the big names like, what are they, Near and Far and Above and Below, and we'd been interested in those, and when we heard there was another big one coming, we were quite excited, but not so sure about co-op.
Right. Yeah, definitely. That was a huge, huge deflating blow when I found out it was co-op, at least, yeah, to me, and it sounds like to you originally, because before kind of the end of last year, 2021, I would say we didn't play that many co-ops, but now that's kind of changed, and I'm really looking forward. Hopefully this one will kind of live up to some of those and kind of what everyone's been saying about it, but yeah, he's definitely great at making worlds with his art, because this is something that I would love to see even in another game as well if he decided to use this same art style.
For
but
sure.
I really like how the greens and blues work together there. And right off the bat, looks like we've got a little journal log here with a bunch of different maps. This must be the starting one. I don't know if there's any spoilers here or not. I believe it's just like a campaign type thing, and it kind of changes from play to play, so I don't know that it's really spoilery. But
I'm really liking the look of this.
Yeah, I do like how this comes together.
I know I didn't know really much about what the actual game looked like. I just really loved the cover. But yeah, I'm really liking the color in this game. Yeah,
it's a very good combination of the greens and blues, and then like those. Well, in this case, there's quite a bit of the yellowish, orangish, reddish, but a lot of these just have a little bit of that in there to really make them look nice. But yeah, looking forward to that. And then we've got the rule book, which I think is another thing that kind of made me a little hesitant, because I think this is one that people have a little bit trouble with reading the rules. Not 100% sure on that, maybe not. Maybe that's not the case. It looks like here's some achievements. It's always an interesting thing. I don't know. What do you think about achievements in games?
I haven't seen it done excellently, or too interestingly, but I think if done right, and definitely with this type of game, kind of an open world type game, I think that could work.
Yeah, I think it definitely works in a game like this, maybe more than some of the other ones. I don't know if Wingspan had like achievements of like, oh, fill in your whole board.
Yeah.
I don't know if that. I mean, it feels good when you do it, but I don't know that I would need to necessarily write that down or whatnot. But this looks like so a setup of a new campaign. We have a lot of writing here. This is pretty intimidating. Hopefully, this gives a good indication of what you have to do. But when it's a whole thing. A couple pages,
just a little bit of setup
of just very small text writing that gets it makes me a little hesitant. Yeah, it looks like otherwise we've got this rule book, we got a setup, and I always like when it's got the different pieces numbered and kind of explain what you're setting up, what that does, what that's called. Then we've got the crew board and kind of what they do. So we got the turn overview. What do we got here for pages? Oh boy, we got 38, about 40 pages.
Yep, that's a longer one.
And that's a pretty long rule book.
Gotten used to about 20 pages for average, but this is going to be about double.
Looks like It looks like some of these have like half the pages are filled with pictures
yeah.
and explanations and stuff. So hopefully it'll be clear as to what you're doing. But yeah, that's still looks like a pretty long rule book. But hopefully it's one of those that once you kind of get through it and you start playing a few games of it, hopefully it starts clicking a little bit more, and you have to go back to it less and less.
Do you
So that's the
know,
hope.
does he write the rule books as well?
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I'm guessing he at least has some input on that. If not, maybe he makes the first draft, and then I think his wife might help with some of the writing and stuff too, so she might help with the rule books. Not entirely 100% sure on that. It looks like we got a quick start guide. Begin here.
Oh, who needs all that other reading?
Right, now we got a
Quick
12-page one. Here's more of the normal one. So once you learn those rules, then when you play your future games, you can read an additional 12 pages, sir. Maybe this is where you have to read this after reading the rulebook. I'm not 100% sure. Ooh, and then we've got another. Ooh, this one's thick. Ooh, boy. We have a lot of writing there. Storybook.
Oh,
So it must
my
be
God.
for the different things
I
you
was
do.
worried that was another rule book.
So yeah, at least this is not a rule book, but it looks like as you're going through the stories, you'll have to go to certain pages and read specific things, probably related to whatever's going on in the story. So yeah, it looks like this definitely took some time to put this together. It's looking like
Yeah, it looks like really, really good quality.
yeah,
'Cause I know
well put together.
just kind of go and read some text. You don't really have to put all that much effort into making it look nice as well,
Mhm.
but that definitely looks nice.
Right. Yeah, I think so far it seems like everything kind of comes together in a pretty solid package, which is always nice when it all feels like it's consistent and is good quality. And it looks like we got a journey log, some sheets of the journey. You must keep notes or ship location, ship health. Looks like it should be easy to know what you're filling out. Hopefully. And you got some maps on the back, kind of keep track of things. Then we've got a little tuck box with some cards in there. I don't know if we should open those or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's see here. Looks like they've got some nice artwork on them, but I think they're probably used for throughout the game. I don't know if you open those right away or not, so we'll probably just keep them closed. Let's see here. What do we got? Do we have the same size? Ooh, they're a little bit smaller. Maybe a little bit smaller than a normal
half
card.
A centimeter.
Yeah, but otherwise they're pretty close to that. I think these are a pretty typical size in games. They seem like they'll be pretty good quality, so that'll be good. It's a nice tuck box. You got the magnetic clip there, to keep those in there. And we've got these. I think we could open these maybe.
I think so.
Let's give it a go.
I'll open these little small ones, just in case it's tough. Oh, seems to have one of those tabs, which I'm
A huge fan of when it works.
when it works. I'm not always the best at it. Sometimes I just kind of rip the tab off and back where
Yeah.
I started.
Yeah, that kind of happens for me as well. But yeah, it looks like we got some different level things. Level 6. I wonder if that's going to be later in the game or not. Yeah, we've got some really nice artwork here. It's got quite a cool feel to it. Yeah. Definitely building the worlds here, and they look like they're coming from all different locations. But it's very consistent with the icons and the way the card's set up. I like that when you have a way. Hopefully it'll all make sense, and hopefully it'll be something that's very slick to use. And it looks like we've got first off some red cubes. Those are just pretty normal in games. And then we've got a nice looking, different looking meeple guy with 4 bigger gray cubes. That's an interesting little guy. I don't know what he's going to be used for. Looks like he's got a little cap on, possibly. And we've got what I assume are going to be wounds, blood-looking tokens here. Pretty good quality, thick, nice thick wooden pieces. I always like that. And also for wooden pieces, we've got some of these blue ones. And they look pretty nice as well. I really like the color that they use there.
Yeah, those are pretty big, actually.
Yeah, they're pretty
I
large.
thought they were just normal kind of hexes, but
Aside of those first cubes I looked at, all of these have been quite large pieces of wood here.
I was able to get those cards open, not as easily as you. I'm not sure what these are used for.
Are they all kind of the same type? Oh, yeah.
Got different symbols, so maybe those go to the different characters.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe their homeland or any benefits they get.
Mm-hmm.
Bandage.
Yeah, hopefully the iconography on these will be pretty clear once we know kind of how to play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks to be all the different characters that you can play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Which are all...
I like that they used a very, like, if you put these all up in a lineup, I think they'd all look very unique, very different, which is always nice in games. Sometimes I think it's just easy to kind of make them all look very similar.
Yeah, maybe.
And sometimes it makes sense, I think, depending on if you're just in a certain location and that they're all people from that location. These people, I believe, are kind of like sailing out, kind of could be coming from anywhere. So I like that. Then we've got a nice little ship token here.
Oh wow,
Kind of
what
like
is
a
this,
battleship. It is. It's Battleship. You sunk my battleship. So yeah, partway through the game, you start playing Battleship, I believe. No, I don't know that. I don't think that that's an actual thing, but you never know. You never know what Ryan Lockett will do in his games.
Here's another set of cards, which I'm not sure what any of these symbols mean. This is the back of the cards. And on the front, it looks like you can maybe use this once per round to get whatever that symbol is, maybe an emerald or whatever that would be. These look like kind of deck builder type cards. I don't know if that's in here. It's like, what is this? Draw 2 cards type of thing. I'm not sure. But I'm sure. I'm guessing you'll
I'm not
be
sure
able
everything
to
that's in this
equip
game.
these to your characters either way.
Yeah, nice. And I really like the look of this. It almost makes me hope that he makes like a
Makes me
food.
makes me hungry.
It makes me hungry as well. But I almost hope he makes like a food related game because that's some pretty good looking
Hungry
food there.
Gods.
Hungry Gods, the expansion. And it looks like these are some more of those cards, kind of like the ones you opened earlier. And it looks like we got a huge bag of baggies. We've got this insert, which kind of holds stuff nicely. That used quests. This is empty. It feels empty right now, so we have not used any quests yet. Hoping to. And then last but not least, we've got some. Oh boy, it just pops right out.
There's the old battleship.
The old battleship. And I like how it's got little symbols on it and stuff. And it's got the sleeping god, I assume, below.
I think we are doomed.
Yeah, we might need a bigger boat, as they say. But no, hopefully this will be make a lot of sense. I don't know exactly all the actions and stuff, but hopefully the ship action, event, action, 2 actions, hopefully this will all make that easy to remember how rounds are played and stuff. I like when a board lays it out and it actually is very clear as to what you're doing. You don't still have to, you're like, oh yeah, I know that's the event round, but I still have to look at the rule book to see kind of what that means. Hopefully this will be clear. I'm not 100% sure. Haven't played the game yet, but I'm hopeful. We've got some little things here. I'm not sure what the tokens are for. It looks like there's 2 more of these tokens and a -1 of something. But
yeah, I'm really
pretty nice.
Not sure. I would have said gold, but now they have those symbols on it.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking as well, looking at the one side. These might be gold. I'm not 100% sure on that. Then you got some other tokens here. Weekend, Venom. Those are kind of things that are kind of in other games, it seems like, where you put it on a character and then they have an effect. Yep. They've got those different food types that we saw before, kind of, and some wood. And then we've got some of our characters here. Got Audrey Williams. At first I thought that said lifeguard. I'm like, we need a lifeguard on board. And we got the captain. I like how they all kind of have different backgrounds behind them as well.
Ooh, yes.
Gregory Little. These are all very nice looking individuals. I think I like these ones better than some of them that I've seen in some of his other games, like
yeah.
People.
Yeah, me too. I feel like there's a little more detail in these.
Yeah, for sure. Because sometimes it seems like they're not quite. I don't know what you'd really call that. It's not like cartoony. It's like I don't know exactly.
I'm not sure. There's just something about it. I haven't always been a fan of his characters, but these ones I actually am enjoying quite a bit.
Yeah, and it looks like their backgrounds maybe give a little bit of a feel of maybe where they came from type thing. Hopefully as well, because they're all very different. You got more of those. We got another set from the jungle, maybe. Ooh, look at that handsome fella. He's got a nice mustache. Then we got more of those tokens. Then we got one more page of a bunch of tokens. So hopefully those will all be clear as to what they do. Oop, just punched one right out. They come out pretty easily. And this cardboard is pretty solid as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it looks like the inside of the box is just bare, but it's got some nice artwork in it, which is always a nice little touch. Definitely see a lot of them that just do pretty much nothing in there, so it's always nice when you have that, especially when you're a great artist like he is. Just throwing some more of that artwork in there is always a nice little extra touch. But yeah, how excited are you to play after seeing this? Is there anything?
Now that we have a little more familiarity with co-op games, I think this one is a lot less intimidating. So yeah, with the great production and art, I'm pretty excited, and it probably doesn't play like it at all, but it's giving me feels of Forgotten Waters. Which we both enjoyed. I know you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I think definitely after Forgotten Waters, I think that may push this one up on my list, because I was kind of hoping. I'm guessing it won't be that similar. I don't think it doesn't use an app. I don't believe like that one does, and so we'll see. But that one definitely got me way more excited for this one than I had originally been, and Forgotten Waters was a way bigger hit than I would have ever thought it would be as well. So yeah, this one, with the world, kind of what we got going on there, I'm really excited to get it to the table. But I think that's everything inside the box of Sleeping Gods, outside of some of those cards that we did not open. I don't know that it really mattered, but I just figured wouldn't get them all put together just in case they're supposed to stay separated. But if you like what you saw, definitely feel free to subscribe. We always appreciate it. That way you can maybe see, once we get this game played, we'll probably for sure do a first impression video.
For sure.
And we'll put that out here as well, so you can see our first thoughts on it, see if it's worth picking up yourself, or maybe playing at some convention or some other thing if you have the chance. Otherwise, we hope to see you next time. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.
And those flapjacks.